Hey. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. What it do? What it do? Come on in. Come on in. What it do, T-steppers? What it do? Could have sworn I had it up for y'all. How was your day? Ooh, mine was long. Body aching. I'm tired. Not tired. 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 You know, while I was out and about, I was just thinking about some these stunts that Trump is pulling. I'm trying to figure out why they letting this man make it. Can somebody, anybody, can somebody explain to me? Y'all know what I'm finna ask y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna have to come live on it, right? Hold on, let me fix this. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I had to fix that. Okay, I'm back. I had to fix that. So, I was wondering how the guys that Trump has pardoned, both of them, the George Santos, right? As well as this, you know, I ain't gonna try to mess up his name. Ooh, cause I was finna play with it, you know. I was about to play with the man's name. School to be like, how we gonna go on vacation there and you be playing with them folk name like that, talking all crazy? I can't say that. He was like, no. But anyway, how can he be putting immigrants out of the U.S. and then turn around? I mean, and has successfully removed some folk. You understand? And how do you then turn around and pardon immigrants? Has anybody asked that? You know I'm going to do an upload about it. That's where I was headed today until I came across, okay, AunTeaFee, you haven't said anything about Melania. But you can best believe I got it lined up to talk about these pardons of immigrants that he is trying to put out of the U.S. and has successfully done so. So why in the world would you be pardoning immigrants? You got people that's locked up that are U.S. citizens, and you done took them out of the country. But now you are making excuses. Hold on, this guy, especially,
I don't know.
Well, both of them.
I don't believe I've ever met him, but I've been told by a lot of.
Can somebody explain to me?
And they said that what he did is not even a
How
crime.
dumb.
That was President Trump on Thursday.
It's not even a crime. A lot of people that's locked up, they haven't
The president said the Binance founder was recommended.
But you know he has, because he pled guilty. And he's pleading to remain free, apologize, do all type of, seminars and stuff on his theft. But you want him out for a reason, see. And then I'm thinking about, because he's what, the 12th richest person in the world? Did it say world? Yeah. And then you get $1 million donation to pay soldiers just out the blue. But why would, let me tell y'all how bad that Epstein list is. I need to check I have to check it. Let me tell y'all just how bad that Epstein files is. That you don't want to have to open up the government, because you know that Arizona is going to have to be sworn in. And you know these people need to be paid, because you got folk out there causing havoc in the streets. And if they ain't getting paid, they be like, fuck, get that shit. I'm going home. Fuck that. And these people out here acting a fool with us and putting our life on the line, and you ain't trying to pay us. Right? Rightfully so. And then somewhere all just out the sky, like God is on your side, like you are in line for a blessing, like you are in line for a favor. Somebody just say, here, keep the government closed. Here, anonymous donation. We cannot release them files. We don't care nothing about the names. We don't want them details is so intense. So I'm like, okay, so in my mind at first I was like, okay, so where would this donation come from? He done let this man out. And I'm like, okay, so where is he from? Let's see if he's a U.S. citizen with the last name he got. Okay, so he's from Canada. Now, Canada, all deals are off the table with Canada. All terrorists, everything, all of a sudden, it is no deals with Canada, period. And you not deporting him? First of all, why would you pardon an illegal immigrant? But yet you're putting out illegal immigrants plus U.S. citizens. Make that shit make sense. Y'all please come in hitting the like button. Make no sense to me. Then we get donations. But only for soldiers. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Is it almost just shy of a month away? Maybe, yeah, okay. And people who normally use their food stamp, mind you, that, I understand people who have taken advantage of food stamps. Section 8, whatever form of government assistance that they have been on for up to 10 years, refuse to get a job and just milking the system, because that's what Big Mama and them did. That's what my mama did. And shit, I'd rather keep laying up and having babies than to get a job. I understand that. But what I do not understand is you have set it up within 2025 for people to lose their job. You've taken away DEI. You've taken away, you have a problem with females, especially in corporate positions. So the focus on, especially black. We don't want to talk about black people. So we just going to say people, females. Okay? And then you shut down the government. So those people, let's just stick right there. Let's just pause right there. Them people right there have what? Apply for unemployment, apply for food stamps. So you cut their job. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah. You cut the job and then turn around and stop unemployment and food stamps. Now, the people who have been working paid into that. So rightfully so, that's their money. Again, let's just move the people who have been milking the system, because I'm not talking about them. I don't have no, I'm not making not one excuse for people who have just been intentionally milking the system, not using the food stamps for what they're for, selling them for this, selling them for that, had $50, $100 for $50. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people in 2025 that, since you've been in office, have gotten laid off, removed, or what have you, and have recently, within 2025, been laid off, who have paid into the system, they taxes. And Lord in heaven knows, for the people who typically get bonuses, hell, that's 33%. And now you done froze all their government assistance that they just got on in 2025. Right? I have a problem with that. And then you are deporting people who, some are U.S. citizens, but you have pardoned. And let's just say, we ain't talking about the pedos. We ain't talking about J6 who have turned around and got rearrested. They was violent. Yeah, they was a part of your undercover in disguise 3Ks disguised as ICE. Right? So you know them. You know them, and you gonna need them out. Yeah. So you pardon them because you already know what type of background they come with. You already know the violence, the violent mind. You probably done injected them with some. You and Gates allegedly maybe have, in Dr. Fauci, injected something in the arm to make their asses rabid in the head. The games y'all be playing, but you pardon them. So we gonna move J6 to the side. We just talking. Oh, and the other ones, what? September, they picking up all your mega pedos. Yeah, I mean, every day almost. I should have checked today, but I was out and about, baby. Cause every day, every other. Let me come back to you. Yeah, every day, every other day. You are your partners, your homies. Yeah, the PDF filers are being arrested for tampering with minors. Hell, one of them recently was a sheriff. Yeah, political people. But then you have the nerve this month to pardon 2 illegal immigrants. Why would you pardon immigrants that you say need to be deported? When will this foreign coin man because you know a part of this new world order, you know, the dollar, you done made the dollar weak as hell. Well, it's been weak, but I'm just saying. Yeah, weak is ain't worth nothing. They say it ain't worth the paper it was made on. So he a pro at this shit. You let him out. And you didn't deport him. Why? I'm just saying, that's a problem, ain't it? Yeah, the powers to be need to get on that as they are investigating that bribery, that your recent scam with that 230 mil. They need to investigate this as well. Deport his ass. Yeah. If he was already locked up and he's on a deportation mission, shouldn't he be deported? He's already a criminal. He's been convicted. He pled guilty. He said, yes, I did it. I am a thief. I am a thief. I am a thief. Yeah. Get his ass out. Thank you, Mysterious. Thumbs up. He needs to go. George, I know they already looking into sending George's ass back. But this cat right here, he needs to go. I don't care if he is the person who mysteriously, anonymously donated 100 mil. Open up the government. So then I said, well, damn, AunTeaFee, reckon wasn't Melania on that plane? Huh? Didn't she give up her cookies on the plane? Hell, and at that time back in the day, wasn't DT taking cookies and shit? Huh? Did he take the cookies? Was she one of the, is Melania, is he trying to protect Melania ass, who's an illegal immigrant? True? Huh? I said, wow, is that why Wolff pulled the card he pulled so that he could really expose Trump? Because we thinking, not me, because I know it's some other females on there that said Trump, little dirty thing, ain't what that is. Yeah. Uh-huh. And he took a cookie too. Yeah. So that was she one? I know they said, Epstein knocked her down, put her notch. You know, he tested the waters first. You know, that's kind of how he had to do it. He had to test the water. This is some crazy shit, man. I ain't gonna even lie. He had to knock her down first before he was able to put a price on it. Yeah. To the buyers. Yeah. Oh, Prince Andrew paid 15 grand to play with that Virginia little girl. Hell, how much did Trump have to pay for Melania on the plane? They said a whole bunch of shit went down on Lolita, and now that we know that Lolita is from a book, one of his favorite books about a 12-year-old minor. He was so intrigued by that he done named a whole plane about taking advantage of a 12-year-old girl, a book. I said, damn, that Michael Wolff. is smart. So listen, I can't play with his name. Ooh, baby, Scooter cannot stand it when I start talking Chinese. My version of Chinese or Japanese or Vietnamese, he don't like it. So I ain't gonna do it, just in case he listening with his good ear. Yeah, but I just need for y'all to know, we gonna touch this. We gonna make a noise about it. Absolutely. Especially since he is deporting U.S. citizens to very unknown places on purpose. And don't send his ass back to Canada, you know, because you done started beef with Canada. So Canada say, so you send him on over to Zimbabwe somewhere. Yeah. Let me carry on. Do I need to finish this on out or just go on? Oh, hold on.
By a lot of people for a pardon.
Talking about I don't think I know him. He's such a liar.
But I've been told by a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did.
Let me tell you something. Anytime he act like he don't know somebody I never heard.
I don't know him.
I don't know him. He know him.
But I've been told by a lot of support.
And he done made money. If you don't know him, your son do. You do know him. Bitcoin, crypto, yeah, hell yeah, you know him. Yeah, let's go.
I don't know him. I don't believe I've ever met him. But
he know him.
A lot of
hey,
support.
Willie.
He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime.
That was President Trump on Thursday speaking about...
How you gonna say it's not a crime, but he was found guilty? And he pled guilty. I'm sorry, he pled guilty. How you gonna say it's not a crime? Yeah, you playing folk face. Let's go.
Crypto billionaire Changpeng Zhao. The president said the Binance founder was recommended by a lot of people for a pardon. Zhao pleaded guilty to money laundering charges in 2023. He was sentenced and spent 4 months in jail. Kenneth Vogel joins us now to discuss. He's a reporter for the New York Times, and he recently covered this story. I want to ask you, can you break down how Binance works? Who is Zhao and what he was charged with?
Yeah, Binance is a cryptocurrency trading platform. It's one of the biggest in the world, if not the biggest in the world, but it's been unable to do business in the United States as a result of these guilty pleas against both CZ, as the founder goes by, and also the company itself. Binance pleaded guilty as well. It has been trying to get back into the U.S. market. CZ stepped down as the sort of titular head of the organization as a result of this guilty plea. But they have been making inroads with the Trump family, including doing a deal.
Did we hear that? I thought he said he didn't know him. See how he lying folk face? Just lie in the face of the people. And he's doing a special deal with the Trump. I'm sure it's over in those foreign countries in which he falling out with that not gonna sue me. I can't say they're not gonna sue me because hell, it's a bunch of suing going on right about now. Yeah.
With the Trump family, including doing a deal, making inroads with the Trump family, including doing a deal where Biden is guilty plea, but they have been making inroads with the Trump family, including doing a deal where Binance and the Emirati Sovereign Wealth Fund financed a $2 billion transaction.
Who? Saudi? Did he say Saudi?
It's a $2 billion transaction using World Liberty Financial, the Trump family's crypto company, where Binance and the Emirati Sovereign Wealth Fund financed a $2 billion transaction
Saudi.
using World Liberty Financial, the Trump family's crypto.
So he was trying. He said, I love Saudi. I love him. He's my friend. Yeah, and falling out with what I call it, Ben Netanyahu. Yeah. because he's saying that Israel ain't supposed to touch the West Bank. He has promised it to Saudi. Y'all see? Y'all see what's going on? So he pardoned him because he needs him with this deal with Saudi. That he has a line at this West Bank that Israel's saying, oh, Trump and Saudi too. Take your ass back on that camel and ride your ass through the sand back over there. And they falling out. Okay, let's go. I'm glad I touched bases on it. Because I didn't know what was going on. But now I hear it. I heard it. Y'all hear it? Did y'all hear it? He working on that coin for Trump Company and Saudi.
Saudi sovereign wealth fund financed a $2 billion, making inroads with the Trump family, including doing a deal where Binance and the Emirati sovereign wealth fund financed a $2 billion result of this guilty plea, but they have been making inroads with the Trump family, including doing a deal where Binance and the Emirati sovereign wealth fund financed a $2 billion transaction using World Liberty Financial, the Trump family's crypto company. At the same time, CZ and the company were hiring lawyers and lobbyists with ties to the Trump administration with an eye towards getting this pardon, which is expected to allow him to, and Binance potentially, to enter the U.S. market in a potentially market reshaping move that, you know, could end up with producing a lot of money for the Trump family through this World Liberty Finance.
So he gonna come back and do what he pled guilty to again. So he didn't so all of whatever he has set up, I guess, is dropped. All his conditions and all of that. So he gonna be able to have a clean bill of milk the system again. Trump is trying to bankrupt the U.S. Y'all please come in hitting the like button so that I will not have to shut down. Okay?
Financial deal, and also just shaking up the cryptocurrency market in the United States.
So given that partnership, who's crying foul about this?
So I guess we're going to have to invest in crypto since we seeing the deal, since we seeing the hustle. I mean, Lord Jesus, please nip this in the bud so that AunTeaFee won't have to go back to having a crooked, you know, huh? Jesus, I mean, since we see what's happening right before our eyes, right, T-Sippers? The plot and the plan is right there. Now, I know I've heard some people telling you, I mean, buy into this, buy into that. Yeah, because ain't that how, what's the little funny looking boy? What I say? What? I mean, Lord, we saw how the daddy made the Chinese market go down, drop down so Barron Buckeye Trump can, you know, buy in real quick, and then, you know, then he said, "Oh, it's a joke. I was just playing. I was just playing." And then the market go up, and he makes what, a whole bunch of million. I mean, so am I supposed to? I mean, Lord. I know I've been redeemed. I need for you to shut this down. I mean, either you need to stop allowing me to see the hustle in the plate. Either I need to stop being able to figure this shit out. You need to shut this down, cause I need to look into some crypto now? Since I see this play, huh? Oh Lord, I'm trying to be a good servant. I'm trying to keep faith of a mustard seed. But I need for you to tell me what I need to do, so I won't be looking to invest in them coins. And you know what, y'all, why I'm laughing? Somehow or another, I have been getting emails sent to me that have Binance on them. And I'm like, what? Why is all these coin stuff coming in my email box? Lord, I don't want to look into investing in these coins, but I see the play right before my eyes. Yeah. I don't want to be like Barron Trump. But I may have to look into it. Cause that's the devil work, y'all. I'm playing. I am playing. I do see the play, but that's the devil work. That's the devil work. See, and that's how the devil do. He'll trick you, and you be like, "Shoot, I'm gonna do it." I mean, but if you already know that it's they're going about it the wrong way, it's easy to invest in it. I understand, but you already know it's crooked, and it's hindering us, the taxpayers. Yeah, these evil games that they are playing. They playing them right in our face at our expense. So for us to join suit and join in on the devil's playground, you playing with the devil just to make some money. Although it's tempting, you ain't no better than they are. So I'm gonna move on. Yeah. Thank you, Lord, for pulling my coattail. Let's go. We see the hustle, though.
For the Trump family through this World Liberty financial deal, and also just shaking up market reshaping move that, could end up with with producing a lot of money for the Trump family through this World Liberty financial deal, and also just shaking up the cryptocurrency market in the United States.
So given that partnership, who's crying foul about this?
Well, Democrats are certainly, but so too are other cryptocurrency executives and companies. They believe that they had followed the rules in a way
there we go.
More to the letter of them than CZ and Binance did, and that they're sort of getting punished, or rather CZ and Binance are getting rewarded. Now, it's important to remember here, Lindsay, that the Biden administration, and by the way, even before the Biden administration, the first Trump administration was quite skeptical of crypto, and a lot of these cases that were brought, including the ones against CZ and Binance, were a result of this government-wide decision to clamp down on crypto, treating it as an unregulated security. And so this move,
I remember
the
that.
pardoning of CZ, is really the latest in the second Trump administration's decision to wind down this crackdown. And
it's because, as Eric Trump said, that the J.P. Morgan and Chase and Bank of America closed their accounts. Y'all remember? Eric whining like his daddy, and closed all of their accounts. They had 300 and something accounts. Why they needed all of those accounts, I don't know. 300 of them should have triggered some type of alarm. Who needs 300 and something different accounts? Why? Why? Some funny business going on. but they don't want to tell that part. So I understand why there was a trigger and closed their accounts. So he said that the banks was trying to bankrupt the Trump family. No, the Trump family got caught mishandling money in line on the applications, because your taxes said one thing, but the paperwork said that y'all were filthy rich. But you said that you had 50 million losses during tax season. So which one is it? Are you broke or are you rich? Well, if you're rich, then you need to pay your taxes. You didn't have a loss. Which one is it? Did you have a loss, leaving you broke? Or did you make money and you lying? Yeah. So that's why you looked into you and your family into crypto, because that was the only way that y'all could make money. You infiltrated the system that y'all said was moving too slow. Oh, you thought I forgot? You thought I forgot what Eric was whining about? Oh yeah, no, dog, I ain't forget. Let's go. So that's why it was an issue before, when y'all was rolling your money through JP Morgan and Bank of America and whoever else, Chase and whoever else. It was a problem. And then they was fraud. When y'all bank accounts got closed and y'all was trying to figure out where and how y'all was gonna make some money, then all of a sudden your son said, well, what about them coins? What can I do? Who can help us manipulate the system to make some money? And woe and behold, now you love him. I need your help again. Can I get out? And then he got pardoned. But he needs to go back to his country because he's illegal. Send his ass back. Let's go.
Including the ones against CZ and Binance, were a result of this government-wide decision to clamp down on crypto, treating it as an unregulated security. And so this move, the pardoning of CZ, is really the latest in the second Trump administration's decision to wind down this crackdown. And it's notable that this wind down comes as the Trump family and its businesses are increasingly getting into crypto. So there is sort of a blurry line between the administration's policy and the Trump family's business interest here.
Do we know what other steps Zhao took to get a pardon, and what else do you think we should know?
Well, he hired a bunch of lobbyists and lawyers who were close to the Trump administration, including a guy by the name of Chess McDowell, who notably was in the White House with Donald Trump Jr., who is a hunting buddy of his. Just last week, don't know definitively if that was part of the negotiations here, but this is something that they have long sought. And, you know, it's not just the Trump family, I should say. Steve Witkoff's son is a part of this World Liberty Financial. He's been at cryptocurrency conferences with CZ in other parts of the world. So this is a real assiduous campaign by CZ and his company to win over the Trumps, and it appears that it's been successful.
Kenneth.
Let me tell you about my experience with the 5-day juice cleanse.
Hold on. Okay, so y'all, I'm going to be on that. Make no mistake about it. I will be on it. I got to watch it with my good eye. Yeah, and boy need to be deported. Right? Right? Ain't that what Trump into right now? Yeah, let's go. I want to start here. Oh, how long
But
is
was
this?
Donald Trump also raping children?
Ooh.
Was his
I guess he just gonna jump right
was
in,
Donald
huh?
Trump also raping children? Was his Miss Teen U.S.
Oh, he ain't playing no games, is he? He came in swinging. Woo! Hold on, Mr. Hartman. Hold on, man. Now hold on. He said, was he a pedo? Okay, so y'all please. Can y'all please hit the like button? Double tap. What happened here? Double tap.
3,000 events nationwide.
Come on, y'all. Let's go. Oh, so I needed to pause a little bit, y'all, because oh boy right here came in too strong. So I had to pause for a minute. He comes in asking the question.
But was Donald Trump also raping children? Was his Miss Teen USA pageant that he owned back then when he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein part of Epstein's network? Was he feeding teenage girls to predators? I mean, remember the Newsweek headline? This is an actual Newsweek headline. There's a hot link to it in my article today. Quote, Epstein victim was contestant in Donald Trump's teen beauty pageant. Amy Wallace is the biographer or the co-author, basically, kind of, not quite a ghostwriter, who worked with Virginia Giuffre on her book, Nobody's Girl, I think is the title of it. And what comes to mind, and I mentioned this in my op-ed, this is my daily take today over at HartmanReport.com, is titled Trump's Elite Pedophile Protection Program, Who Are They Protecting? It brings to mind Emmett Till's mother, just basically pulling back the veil, saying this is what racism looks like, this is what hate looks like. And now you've got Virginia Giuffre and Amy Wallace saying, this is what a sex trafficking ring of wealthy men looks like. And Amy Wallace, in an interview, specifically said that she knows the names of the men who were raping these little girls, and that the FBI, and presumably Kash Patel, its director, and the Department of Justice, and presumably its director, Pam Bondi, know those names too. Now, Pam Bondi spent 8 years as the Attorney General of Florida during the time that Jeffrey Epstein was living down there, raping young girls and running a sex ring. And she did prosecute sex crimes against children, but she never even looked, to the best of anybody's knowledge, at Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, inquiring minds want to know, what's up with that? But here we have this one, and Amy Wallace, when she, in this interview where she said, yes, I know, she said, quote, yes, I know who the names are, Virginia knows who the names are, so does the FBI and the DOJ, end of quote. And then she went on to say, by the way, the information is not in my house, so don't try to break in to get it.
She sure did say that, didn't she?
Which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah.
And yet these files remain sealed. Republicans, we have...
Hey, Mimi. Hey, Mrs.
There's a
Tom.
legal process. And it all appears designed
yes,
to
Mimi.
protect
He was
one
crooked
man,
with
Donald
both
Trump.
of them.
Although I'm guessing that, there's more than just Trump that's being protected, obviously. But was Donald Trump all...
The Prime Minister and word on the street, Melania, or at least two of the people that he's really trying to protect.
also raping children? Was his Miss Teen USA pageant that he owned more than just Trump that's being protected, obviously. But was Donald Trump also raping children? Was his Miss Teen USA pageant that he owned back then when he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, part of Epstein's network? Was he feeding teenage girls to predators? I mean, remember the Newsweek headline? This is an actual Newsweek headline. There's a hot link to it in my article today. Quote, Epstein victim was contestant in Donald Trump's teen beauty pageant. So why is Mike Johnson refusing to swear Adelita Grijalva into office? Is it just because of this? And how long can he pull this thing off? I mean, most recently we've been treated to these just naked lies by Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi came out, oh yes, the Epstein files are sitting on my desk waiting for me to, and I mean, it is literally, she said, sitting on my desk. And now she and Kash Patel, there's nothing to see. No, there's nothing there. And Please don't tell Donald that I ever said there was. You've got basically every institution that is controlled by Republicans right now participating in this cover-up. The FBI is participating in the cover-up. The Department of Justice is participating in the cover-up. The Republicans in the House of Representatives are participating in the cover-up. The Republicans in the Senate are participating in the cover-up. The Supreme Court has refused to take any of these cases as they float up there. The Republicans on the Supreme Court. And the White House, of course, is participating in the cover-up. I mean, we've seen this kind of thing before, right? The Catholic Church and the pedophile priests. We've also seen it in realms that have nothing to do with sex. The asbestos industry had known since 1934 that their product produced mesothelioma, but they concealed it. And it killed my father, who worked in a steel mill. When, he was going to college, he wanted to be a history professor, and when I was born, or when Mom got pregnant with me, he dropped out of college and got a job in a steel mill because, hey, I got a family coming here. And the steel came off, the hot steel came out of the blast furnaces or whatever it was and ran over these rollers that were coated with asbestos. My dad worked in a cloud of asbestos, and it killed him. My brother Stan smoked all his life, the tobacco industry, and died from it. The tobacco, died from COPD. The tobacco industry spent millions, these executives, covering up what they knew about the associations between smoking and COPD and lung cancer and things like that. And a whole bunch of cancers, actually. I mean, we've seen this before with no accountability. None of these executives ever went to prison. Nobody from the tobacco industry ever went to prison. Nobody from the asbestos industry ever went to prison. The Sackler family, they made billions hustling OxyContin. Nobody from that family ever went to prison. They're billionaires. They're untouchable. They don't even live among us. They travel on private jets and live in mansions with security. This is what wealth can do. The formula never changes. When uncomfortable truths threaten rich and powerful people, they figure out how to insulate themselves. So, the FBI, the Justice Department, the Republicans in Congress, every public servant with knowledge of this needs to be speaking out. They need to participate. They need to figure out, we need to get to the bottom of this. It's not about revenge. It's about the cleansing of the moral fabric of our country. And it's time to do something about it. Emmett Till's mother showed us what courage looked like.
Okay, I'm gonna go to this one next. Y'all get the likes up. Double tap the face of your screen. 1, 2. If you're on your phone. If not, 3 dots at the top. The 3 dots at the top right are just the thumbs up. I'm 49 minutes in. I'm not gonna be on here all night. Yeah, that creeped me out. What creeped you out, Miss Tom? What caption? What caption? Is this the one? Okay, yeah, let's go.
So there's another story popping out there, and it involves the First Lady, and it involves Hunter Biden. So apparently Hunter Biden was talking, and he suggested that Epstein is the one who introduced Melania and Donald Trump to one another here in New York City. And they said this is not true. We met in 1998 at a Fashion Week party in New York City. Here's the statement on behalf of the lawyer for the First Lady. Failure to comply. She wants him to retract the statement, okay? Failure to comply will leave Mrs. Trump in no choice but to pursue any and all legal...
She wants the author Michael Wolff to retract, or Hunter Biden. Hold on, let's go.
Rights and remedies available to her to recover the overwhelming financial and reputational harm that you have caused her to suffer. They call this extremely salacious. Retract it now.
Well, in the notice letter, they said they'll be seeking $1 billion. The fact is that the First Lady has succeeded in getting multiple news outlets to retract this story. They really go after the source, this author named Wolff, who's been repeatedly challenged in terms of the accuracy of things that he has written about the Trump family, the Trump administration.
You could call it poetic justice. For years, the Epstein story has hovered like a storm cloud over American politics, these flashes of scandal, thunderous allegations, but no clear lightning strike. And now, of all people, it may be Melania Trump who stands closest to the key that could finally open that locked door. The newest twist in the story came when one of the most prominent Epstein insiders released a video that few people expected, and some clearly don't want you to see. In that video, journalist and author Michael Wolff, known for his inside coverage of Donald Trump, lays out a challenge to the president and the First Lady. And in doing so, he may have set off the most serious legal collision yet between the Epstein investigation and Trump world. So here's what went down. It began with a rumor, a claim circulating online that Jeffrey Epstein had been the one to introduce Melania Naus to Donald Trump in New York City decades ago, before she was Melania Trump. That single line, said to have come from Hunter Biden in a private conversation, set off a wave of headlines. The implication here wasn't just about who met whom and how. It was about whether the Trumps' personal and social lives were entangled enough with Epstein's before his criminal world came crashing down. Within hours, this story made its way across social media, into the fringe blogs, and then onto mainstream talk segments. And that's when the Trump legal machine started revving its engine. Melania's lawyers moved really quickly, and they issued a formal legal notice demanding that the claim be retracted immediately. The letter's tone was unmistakable. Retract your claim or face a $1 billion lawsuit. Crazy. So, according to the statement, the First Lady was ready to pursue any and all legal rights and remedies to recover the overwhelming financial and reputational harm she had suffered. Point to the harm. Can you point to the harm? Is it in the room right now? News organizations folded almost instantly. Outlets began quietly deleting references to the rumor here. So this is classic Trump-era lawfare warfare. The use of legal threats, not necessarily to win in court, but to chill the discussion and cause people to back off in fear before it spreads.
Michael Wolff is the author to whom you are referring, who got into some deep water during Trump 1.0. We'll see if the pursuit continues. My guess is yes.
And that worked. Or at least it did at first, but not on Michael Wolff. Now, Wolff isn't just another commentator. He's written 4 books on Donald Trump and conducted extensive interviews with Jeffrey Epstein before his death in 2019. He is one of the few living journalists who has heard Epstein talk in detail about his connections to both Donald and Melania Trump. So after receiving this legal threat from Melania's team, Wolff did something that the Trumps probably didn't expect. He went public with it.
Okay, I have an announcement. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael Wolff. I've written 4 books about Donald Trump. And also, before his death, I extensively interviewed Jeffrey Epstein, not least of all about his relationship with Donald Trump. I've spoken publicly about aspects of those interviews, including the things Epstein said about his relationship with both Donald Trump and Melania Trump. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael Wolff. I've written 4 books about Donald Trump. And also, before his death, I extensively...
Let's be clear for the ones in the back. He's talked to Epstein about his relationship with Melania. Rub your hands together like Birdman, like, ooh, yes, and dirt auntie, yes.
Interviewed Jeffrey Epstein, not least of all about his relationship with Donald Trump. I've spoken publicly about aspects of those interviews, including the things Epstein said about his relationship with both Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Several days ago, I was notified by lawyers for the First Lady.
And remember, that modeling stuff was just a coy they really wasn't models. They just allowed people to come over here illegally and act as if they were modeling, and so, but all of that stuff was really fictitious. Who did she model for? Other than nude, huh? Other than nude. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. I'm supposed to hold that till a little later. Till the lights got up. Oh, baby.
Intend to sue me for $1 billion for some of those statements. Now, they've threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein.
So in a calm, direct video, he described how the First Lady's lawyers were threatening to sue him for $1 billion over comments he made about her and Epstein. He then said something that flipped the entire dynamic. He would not back down from this fight. In fact, he was taking the offensive. Rather than just wait to be sued, Wolff filed for a declaratory judgment in New York. So in simple terms, that move lets him ask the court to decide whether his statements were even legally protected in the first place. It also gives his legal team subpoena power, the ability to compel testimony, documents, and records from witnesses, including Donald and Melania Trump. So that single filing really changes everything. It means that this dispute won't just be about defamation, if they even file it in the first place. This could be the window into the Trumps' long-rumored social overlap with Epstein. If you can even say rumored, we've seen them in pictures together, they hung out all the time. But this is a subject that has been whispered about for years, but never really tested under oath.
Anyway, or these suits are threatened to intimidate people from talking about this exact subject. I can't live like that. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I'd like nothing better than to get Donald Trump and Melania Trump under oath in front of a court reporter and actually find out all of the details of their relationship with Epstein. Turning the tables on the Trumps and refusing to acquiesce to them. Last night, my lawyers went into court in New York and asked for a declaratory judgment. In other words, we will have subpoena power to call witnesses and to find out exactly what the relationship between Epstein and the Trumps.
As Wolff explained in his video, I'd like nothing better than to get Donald Trump and Melania Trump under oath in front of a court reporter and actually find out all of the details of their relationship with Epstein. The Trumps have used threats of defamation suits for decades to try to control coverage. It's a playbook that has often worked. The fear of endless litigation can drain resources and deter journalists from even trying in the first place. But this time, that method is showing cracks. By filing first, Wolff reframed the narrative. Instead of being on the defensive, he's daring the Trumps to appear in court because they would have to say things under oath. And we know they lie all the time, but under oath, that's a bigger deal. And even if the case never goes to trial, the process itself could expose some internal communications, deposition transcripts, and new information about who in Epstein's orbit interacted with whom. What began as an effort to silence a story has now turned into a potential discovery fight, one that could pry open some sealed corners of the Epstein timeline that investigators, reporters, and victims have spent years trying to access. To really understand why this matters, you have to look at how the Epstein question continues to haunt powerful figures long after his death.
Now, this is going to be an expensive effort, and I'm going to reach out and for everyone's support. But I think that this is going to be also a very fruitful way to finally open this dark curtain and find out what Donald Trump, Melania Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein were doing together.
Epstein's social network touched finance, politics, media, and even royalty. Every new document or deposition raises the same unsolved questions. Like, how much did the people around him know? How much were they involved? And who is at the top of that list for complicity and interaction with Epstein and his crimes? Donald Trump may be up there. Trump has long insisted that his ties to Epstein were minimal, and they ended years before Epstein's arrest. Melania Trump has said almost nothing on the record. But a formal court case, even a limited one, would force sworn answers. something neither has ever had to give publicly in this context, if they would ever end up in court in the first place. Wolff calls his filing a stand for transparency, but it's also a personal gamble. Going up against the Trumps means facing the full force of their legal network and media counteroffensives, and they have a lot of power, even though a lot of it is illegal. Still, his move has drawn praise from journalists and activists who see it as a test case against slap tactics, these lawsuits that are just intended to silence criticism rather than resolve factual disputes. He's effectively saying, if you're going to threaten me for telling the truth, let's take it to court and see whose version holds up. And no, we don't think Trump's version of truth would ever hold up in an actual court, but it never really makes it under oath. So that challenge lands us in a moment where public frustration is high. Many Americans feel that the powerful keep their secrets and their crimes hidden behind closed doors, while the rest of us face consequences. Wolff's video tapped into that sentiment, not with outrage, but with purposeful conviction. If Wolff succeeds in keeping his case alive, it could open a door that others can walk through. Testimony could lead to follow-up cases, and every question answered under oath, or every question posed, could add to the historical record of how deep Epstein's reach really went. That's why this story is more than just about the gossip or the legal sparring or Trump filing a lawsuit like $1 billion, as if, right? It's about information control and their attempt at power and control over who has the right to speak, who has the power to actually use their First Amendment rights and to speak the truth in court, and who has the power to silence others. And it's about how truth can...
Okay. We get it. Let me see something. What do you like, sir? Okay. Understand. Don't get mad when you look around and I'm gone. Y'all know how this goes. What time is it? 10 o'clock at night. Okay. I'm going to ask you again. Hit the like button.
People are once again trying to connect.
Double tap the face of your screen. Just somebody just took their like away. You do that again and I'm out of here. If y'all do that again, I'm out of here. Thank you, Mrs. T.
With the Epstein story back in the headlines, people are once again trying to connect the dots, and each time, the connections get even more surprising. One of the latest? A link between Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein.
Only I have my story. I know the truth.
Let's rewind a bit. Melania Naus, yes, before she was a Trump, started modeling at just 16. Born in what was then Yugoslavia, she worked in Paris and Milan before landing in the US in 1996, thanks to a man named Paolo Zampoli. He sponsored her immigration. Rewind a bit. Melania Naus, yeah.
That was her back in the day. So when we see her, she was young. Here's her other modeling picture.
Trump. Started modeling at just 6.
She was young. Okay, just so we know, she wasn't a grown adult when she came over here illegally. She was a little girl.
16. Born in what was then Yugoslavia, she worked in Paris and Milan before landing in the US in 1996, thanks to a man named Paolo Zampoli. He sponsored her immigration, gave her modeling gigs, and even arranged for her to share an apartment with photographer Matthew Atanian. Now here's where it gets...
Now we know that's a lie. How did he sponsor her when they said she didn't have a visa? And the visa that she got was some Einstein visa. So he didn't pay, he didn't sponsor. She got over here illegally. Illegally. Some of the stories that we've heard about the other kids and why her pants is all unbuttoned. and she was a little girl. Her pants all unbuttoned. Yeah. If he sponsored her, she wouldn't have had to get a bogus visa, right?
Paris and Milan before landing in the US in 1996, thanks to a man named Paolo Zampoli. He sponsored her immigration, gave her modeling gigs, and even arranged for her to share an apartment with photographer Matthew Attanian. Now here's where it gets a little murky. Melania was on a trap.
She shared an apartment as a minor with a man. Y'all, are we listening to this? She shared an apartment as an immigrant sharing an apartment with a man as a minor. Shit, okay.
On a travel visa that didn't actually allow her to work. Yet she reportedly did around 10 modeling jobs during that time. And at 26, she was older than most models just getting started in the business.
I had successful modeling career. I came to New York 1996.
Zampoli eventually helped her get a proper work visa. And one of her first big gigs.
Now, at what age was she?
Zampoli eventually helped her get a proper work visa. And one of
successful modeling career. I came to New York
just getting started in the business.
I had successful modeling career. I came to New York 1996.
Zampoli eventually helped her get a proper work visa. And one of her first big gigs was a Camel cigarette ad shot by Ellen von Unwerth. It landed on a Times Square billboard and in Rolling Stone.
I am currently on day 3, the last day.
Yes, I am.
But here's where the Epstein connection starts getting interesting. Zampoli.
I'm proud of it. Yes, I am.
But here's where the Epstein.
You proud of what?
Was a Camel cigarette ad shot by Ellen von Unwerth. It landed on a Times Square billboard and in Rolling Stone.
I'm proud of it. Yes, I am.
But here's where the Epstein connection starts getting interesting. Zampoli, who was shifting from fashion into real estate, still owned ID Models, an agency he later used in his partnership with the Trump Organization. And ID Models wasn't just about fashion. Models were reportedly used to help sell luxury real estate. Melania never had a real estate license, but she was part of this world. Models were reportedly used to help sell luxury.
So she sold real estate too?
Partnership with the Trump Organization. And ID Models wasn't just about fashion. Models were reportedly used to help sell luxury real estate. Melania never.
Melania. So you sold, you modeled, and you sold. I mean, is this part of your modeling or selling real estate? I mean, what you selling right here, girl? Ooh, hook or bait. Let's go.
Had a real estate license, but she was part.
Was she selling lingerie, baby? I mean, you know, we're not gonna hate on you, but are you selling cookie? Oh, what? First lady? What type of first lady is this? What?
Had a real estate license, but she was.
Girl, you made the screen go white. You never had a real estate license, nor did you have a work permit to come over here and work. I mean, you did a lot of illegal shit. I see why you a Trump child. You did a lot of illegal. We know exactly what she was selling.
Had a real estate license.
She was that Leo lady. Mama, she was one of that boule boo boo say all this what? What? And you was giving it up on the plane on Lolita Express? Girl, are you hooker bait you? What?
But she was part of this world. Now, depending on who you ask, the story of how Melania met Donald Trump changes. Zampoli claims he introduced them at a party during New York Fashion Week in 1998.
We met in New York. It was a fashion week and it was a party, big party. So we met there.
But Epstein also once claimed he introduced her to Trump, suggesting he knew Melania first. For the record, Zampoli denied that in 2019. And Melania? She tells a version that doesn't involve either of them. At that now infamous party, Trump was still married to Marla Maples and showed up with another woman, Norwegian heiress Selena Middelfart. But that didn't stop him from asking Melania for her number.
So he asked
Dang, that sound gassy. Middelfart. I ain't never heard that name before. Oh, Middelfart. It sound like some hanky-panky. It sound like some hanky-panky. You came over here illegal, living with a guy. You was minor age and shit. You don't know how old you was. You thought your visa was this. It wasn't. You was supposed to be modeling, and now you selling real estate in panties and bras. What's real estate? Real estate? Oh, okay. And you sleeping, you know, you got your legs up in the air like you just don't care on Lolita Express. Baby. Whew. You got around, didn't you?
Stop him from asking Melania for her number.
So he asked me for the number.
And Melania? She tells a version that doesn't involve either of them. At that now infamous party, Trump was still married to Marla Maples and showed up with another woman, Norwegian heiress Selena Middelfart. But that didn't stop him from asking Melania for her number.
So he asked me for the number, and I said, I will not give you my number. So if you give me your numbers, I will call you.
So what does Epstein have to do with all this? According to Michael Wolff, the journalist behind Fire and Fury, quite a bit. In a podcast interview, he claimed Melania was very involved in Epstein's social circle. Wolff even says Melania was introduced to Trump through mutual ties to a modeling agency that both Trump and Epstein were connected with. Epstein knew her well, Wolff stated. Politico has also pointed out that Zampoli, the same man who brought Melania to the U.S., had ties to both Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And here's a detail that raises eyebrows. There's barely any information about Melania's personal life before Trump, as if someone hit the reset button. Coincidence? In audio recordings Michael Wolff made before Epstein's death, Epstein allegedly hinted that things between Trump and Melania may have first turned intimate on his infamous private jet, the Lolita Express. Now, that's a deeply unsettling claim, and it's one that needs to be taken with serious caution. Wolff didn't hold back. He openly questioned Melania's role in all this. Where does she fit into Epstein's world? The whole culture of models of indeterminate age. It's a question that, frankly, many are now asking.
Models.
So there's a lot of stigma and misconception.
Now, do we know what's really true? Question that, frankly, many are now asking. Now, do we know what's real culture of models of indeterminate age? It's a question that, frankly, many are now asking. Now, do we know what's really true here? Number. But the mix of conflicting stories, missing details, and unusual connections definitely raises eyebrows. Whether it's all just coincidence or something deeper, it's no surprise people are taking a closer look. Let's rewind a bit. Trump and Epstein weren't just acquaintances, they were buddies. Their friendship goes back decades, with both men living it up between New York and Palm Beach. There are photos, flight records, and yes, parties. A lot of them. They were spotted together at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club and dining in Epstein's lavish Manhattan mansion. In 2002, Trump told New York Magazine, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with." And then added, "Brace yourself." It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. Yikes. There's also that 1992 NBC...
And we know his age is 12 because he had a crush on a Paris Hilton when she came in the dining room or whatever room. The dining room or whatever room in the house, and he was like, "Oh my God, who is this beautiful little baby?" Yeah.
do, and many of them are on the younger side. Yikes. There's also that 1992 NBC clip from Mar-a-Lago, where Trump and Epstein are seen pointing at women on the dance floor like they're picking items off a menu. That same year, Trump reportedly hosted a calendar girl competition at the resort. According to George Haraney, who helped organize it, 28 girls flew in for the event, only to find out that the only guests were Trump and Epstein.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, you know, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. You know, I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dresses.
But somewhere along the way, the bromance soured. By 2004, Trump and Epstein were reportedly rivals.
Yep,
both
Karen,
trying to
he
snatch
sure
up
did.
prime Palm Beach real estate. No one knows exactly what happened, but the vibe...
It paused? Did it pause?
...clearly changed. By 2019, after Epstein's arrest, Trump was keeping his distance, saying, "I was not a fan. I had a falling out with him a long time ago." Trump has always insisted he had nothing to do with Epstein's shady dealings. He claimed he never flew on the infamous private jet or visited the private island. But then, the flight logs came out, and according to those, Trump flew with Epstein 7 times.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you know, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because it's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world.
Then there's Virginia Giuffre, an Epstein survivor who tragically took her own life in April 2025. She said she was working at Mar-a-Lago as a locker room attendant when Ghislaine Maxwell recruited her. Also, former model Stacey Williams told The Guardian last year that Epstein took her to Trump's Fifth Avenue penthouse back in 1993, and then encouraged Trump to grope her. She called it a twisted game. Trump denies it ever happened. But what really sent eyebrows flying were the recordings released by journalist Michael Wolff. In tapes from 2017, Epstein described himself as,
We're not RM, we talking about Trump and Melania. Holania. We talking about Holania.
Donald's closest...
Okay, so you at the wrong live. Did you see the title? Did you see the title of the show? This is about, was Melania one of Epstein's little pass-arounds? Yeah. Did Donnie Boy purchase Holania from... It don't matter if he dead or alive. Did he sell Holania to Trump? Donnie. So what is if he dead or alive? So is JFK. Ain't JFK still alive? And they want to pull up. I thought that's why y'all voted for him, because y'all wanted the Epstein files. What are you talking about? He dead. Yeah, when he campaigned, you wanted the dead man's records. So why are you saying he dead? What are you talking about? He was dead when y'all wanted, and y'all voted for him because y'all wanted the dead man's files. So why are you changing your mind now? A roommate? Was you his roommate, RM? What do you mean? Epstein is dead? Absolutely. And when Trump campaigned to release his files, RM, was he dead then? What are you talking about? Can you answer that? Just that. When Trump, a Donny boy, fat boy, roly-poly, Humpty Dumpty, when he campaigned, was Epstein dead? We want to know, because I'm trying to understand, when did you realize Epstein was dead? Yeah, so when did you realize he was dead? Can you answer that for us, RM? Because if not, you gotta go, baby. I need to know that you are of sane mind over here. So can you tell us, the tea sippers, when did you find out that Epstein was dead? Come on, hurry up. Come on, RM. Mr. Poopy Pants. Yes. Yeah. RM. When did you realize, that Epstein was dead? When y'all was campaigning for him to release the files? And y'all voted for him to release them? Oh, okay. Now you quiet? Yeah, well, I'm going to put you on silence for the remaining of this night. Okay? Next time, don't stick your nose in the conversation that you're not ready for the rebuttals. Okay? To sit in the corner, turn your ass around, and face the corner until I tell you to get out. So let's back this thing up so we can remember where we were before he said the man is dead. Fred? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, behave, big Vixen, baby. Yeah. Let's back that thing up. Hey, Carmen, let's go. Yeah. Playing the folk face. Yeah, you don't want us to know? Yeah. That she was a pass around. Where we from, we call that a hoe. Holanya. Can somebody put Holanya? Hey, Holanda. Hey, boo-boo, you not Melania no more. You Holanda. Yeah, you was passed around. Yeah, you was passed around. You didn't realize they had a racket going on. You thought you was moving on up because you was cute and fine. Yeah, boo. You was a victim too. You just didn't know it. You didn't know that other man that had you living with a man as a teenager from Czechoslovakia, wherever, Slovakia, yeah, that you was gonna have to, you ain't had no money, so you had to do what you had to do. Oh, okay. You had to come up somehow. Oh, okay. Again, we call that a hoe. Let's go.
As a locker room attendant when Ghislaine Maxwell recruited her.
She had a catalog.
Also, former model Stacey Williams told The Guardian last year that Epstein took her to Trump's Fifth Avenue penthouse back in 1993 and then encouraged Trump to grope her. She called it a twisted game. Trump denies it ever happened. But what really sent eyebrows flying were the recordings released by journalist Michael Wolff. In tapes from 2017, Epstein described himself as Donald's closest friend for 10 years. He painted a pretty grim picture. Trump yelling at staff, womanizing, friendless except for Ivanka, his secretary, and a bodyguard.
Horrible.
According to Epstein, Trump was almost functionally illiterate and only read the Page 6 gossip column. Ouch.
But he's not functionally illiterate. Reading comprehension is anything.
His best friends say he dumb as a box of damn rocks. He's illiterate.
Trump to grope her. She called it a twisted game. Trump denies it ever happened. But what really sent eyebrows flying were the recordings released by journalist Michael Wolff. In tapes from 2017, Epstein described himself as Donald's closest friend for 10 years. He painted a pretty grim picture. Trump yelling at staff, womanizing, friendless except for Ivanka, his secretary, and a bodyguard.
Horrible.
According to Epstein, Trump was almost functionally illiterate and only read the page 6 gossip column. Ouch.
But he's not functionally illiterate. But his reading comprehension is very complicated.
But the part that's likely to stir up the most outrage? Epstein's claims about Trump's behavior with women. He said Trump once bragged after an encounter in an Atlantic City casino. The only thing I really like to do is wives of my best friends. Charming.
He does nasty things to his best friends' wives.
And you wonder why he ain't got no friends.
From 2017, Epstein described himself as Donald's closest friend for 10 years.
So he got off on screwing his best friend's wives. So were they swingers? So, cause you know, I'm not saying him and Diddy was best friends, but if y'all remember when we was going over Diddy and Trump, I said they was exchanging Kim and I don't know if it was Ivana. I can't remember who was on that picture with him. Oh no, it was Melania. It wasn't Kim. That was when, well, I said it with Kim because we saw Kim and Porter and Trump and Ivana at some type of event. But the picture that looked like he was giving her up, Melania up to Diddy, and Cassie was there. She was looking like, oh no, please, he stinks. I said, yeah, he's saying you could have her. Let's swap. So I'm not surprised because that's the look that he was giving Diddy. That's why Diddy is kind of too outdone. He was like, man, I was just talking. I'm sorry. Let me out. We go way back. It's probably, again, and this is allegedly, maybe what Diddy was threatening Trump with.
What really sent eyebrows flying were the recordings released by journalist Michael Wolff. In tapes from 2017, Epstein described himself as Donald's closest friend for 10 years. He painted a pretty grim picture. Trump yelling at staff, womanizing, friendless except for Ivanka, his secretary, and a bodyguard.
Horrible.
According to Epstein, Trump was almost functionally illiterate and only read the page 6 gossip column. Ouch.
But he's not functionally illiterate. But his reading comprehension is very complicated.
But the part that's likely to stir up the most outrage? Epstein's claims about Trump's behavior with women. He said Trump once bragged after an encounter in an Atlantic City casino. The only thing I really like to do is wives of my best friends. Charming.
He does nasty things to his best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain the trust and uses it.
Of course, Trump's campaign team pushed back hard. His former press secretary Caroline Leavitt called the tapes outlandish false smears and accused Wolff of trying to interfere in the election on behalf of Kamala Harris.
Horrible.
Now,
according to Epstein, Trump was
almost
functionally illiterate and only read the page 6 gossip column. Ouch.
But he's not functionally illiterate. But his reading comprehension is very complicated.
But the part.
So let me tell you what's gonna happen since Melania tried to and Donald tried to pull Wolff's card and threatened to sue him for billions. See, that's why you don't play with everybody, especially the ones who Know your dirt. That may work with some people. It just don't work with all people. So now, either y'all gonna have to settle, or you gonna be as defiant as he is, and all your dirt is going to be leaked by way. Some of it by the Epstein estate. Some by Ghislaine Maxwell, if she don't mysteriously disappear and find herself over in Israel, over in the promised land where everybody's trying to go while they're rebuilding, and they are going to have those little trafficking hotels that we already know about from the guy who did the undercover in Colombia. Or it's going to be leaked by Wolff. So now, y'all, we gonna play ball. So I hope Wolff goes into hiding. I hope he goes into hiding. And or that other lady who has the book, who has the recordings, where she said, don't come trying to break into my house, because it's not in my house. Y'all will never find them. Okay. So now they are going, and so what we don't know, even more than what we don't know, we will know, because he know. Because he know, Wolff knows by talking with Epstein. He knew that Trump and them was and the CIA and intelligence and all of those people were trying to unalive him after he threatened Donald Trump to expose him for laundering when he bought that house from up under Epstein. See, Wolff knows. Wolff knows it. Yeah, just like that lady knows Virginia Dufresne back behind the scenes. Epstein trusted Wolff, and Wolff knows it too. So he knows that she was a pass around. Was going to eventually be a throwaway until Trump swooped her up. Now, was that check, that check that somebody had, Donald Trump wrote that check for somebody who was depleted, or what was the word, worn out, had mileage on them? Was that check for her? Was that $20,000 check that they had for a woman that depreciated? Was that check for her? Because, baby, please let me say, she had been spread around. She had been passed around. And he laid with her before Trump did. So that check for I can't think of what word it had, but high mileage. Was Melania that big check? Was that check for her? For when they said that it was to buy a woman that had high mileage for $20,000? Wow.
That's likely to stir up the most outrage? Epstein's claims about Trump's behavior with women. He said Trump once bragged after an encounter in an Atlantic City casino, "The only thing I really like to do is wives of my best friends." charming.
Because nasty things with best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain the trust, uses it.
Of course, Trump's campaign team pushed back hard. His former press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, called the tapes outlandish false smears and accused Wolff of trying to interfere in the election, on behalf of Kamala Harris, no less.
Oh, my. Y'all, I got one more. Depreciated. There we go. Depreciated. Was that depreciated check to purchase Melania? Wow. Oh my God. Because Wolff, depending on who leaked that, it was depreciated. That's it. Yes, it was depreciated. Yes, it may have been to purchase Melania. Wow. Yeah, I need 30 likes. If I can't get 30 likes after this next... Yeah, but they don't respect women. Oh, I think when I played that about Jared, them Zionists, them funny people, they don't have no respect for women. Nope. They have none respect. None. Okay, y'all, I need about 30 likes. If I can't get it after this one, I'm gonna have to end it.
Imagine the iron.
I'm gonna have to end it if I can't get 30 likes. She was bought and paid for. Yes, Don. Yeah, Wolff. I mean, I think at this point they all are kind of know that, that there's possibly consequences. But I'm telling you, for Donald Trump, for somebody to allegedly donate almost $2 million or 20 million, how much was that anonymous donation so that the military can continue to get paid during the shutdown? They paid to keep the government shut down so that they can't get the votes. Yeah, that's just how intense them files and revealing them files are. Let's be clear. Oh yeah, this was one too.
All right, guys, we got yet another Trump Epstein bombshell to share here with you. So Michael Wolff blows the lid off this, and this is something that we know Melania doesn't want out there because she's threatening lawsuits, dog. She threatened to sue Hunter Biden for repeating the claim that originally came from Michael Wolff. And the claim was that Epstein introduced Trump and Melania. So she threatened to sue, right? And Hunter Biden came out on Andrew Callahan's show, Channel 5, and he said, fuck you, I'm not retracting it. This is from Michael Wolff. And there's a reason why, by the way.
Ghost. Thank you, Don.
If they sued Michael Wolff, all this shit would come out.
She said, don't stop, AunTeaFee, don't stop.
He has his sources, he has his evidence. And so instead of going after the original person who said it, they're going after Hunter for repeating it, thinking, oh, hey, that'll help us get around discovery, and the stuff won't come directly from Michael Wolff.
130 million.
I'm sure Hunter would work with Michael Wolff, and Michael Wolff would work with Hunter.
So yeah, 130 million. Somebody just anonymously donated 130 million. They say to pay. That's to keep the government closed so that they did not have to vote, cause they was getting heat about the military and the soldiers. Yeah, it's deep. Them Epstein files. That's just how deep they are.
All that shit would come out anyway, but she's trying her best to hide the truth. So now, Michael Wolff gives up. If this stuff won't come directly from Michael Wolff, I'm sure Hunter would work with Michael Wolff, and Michael Wolff would work with Hunter.
Christina, you didn't know that? Yes. 130 million, or close to it, an anonymous donor to keep the soldiers paid during this shutdown. Yeah, because them generals and military folk leaving, you done talk to us ignorant, and you want us to fight, and you starting wars, you know, yeah, you setting the U.S. up. We about to expose your ass, and you paying with our money? Yeah. And the only reason why it's a shutdown is because of the Epstein files. Yeah.
Anyway, but she's trying her best to hide the truth. So now, Michael Wolff gives us a new bombshell revelation. Listen to this.
A new book was published yesterday in the US and UK entitled The Rise and Fall of the House of York. It's by a British journalist by the name of Andrew Loney. And it's about the pathetic life of Prince Andrew, but it is also about his connection to Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein. And
there's a lot of pedos on the file.
And in fact, it contains a passage in which Epstein is quoted, and this is from an interview apparently in 2007, where he says that he had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced his relationship with Melania. The hardcover copy of the book was widely available yesterday, and it contains
a whole year before. Hold on, a whole year before, or he screwed her for a whole year. Let me hear this with my good ear. Hold on, y'all.
He had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced his.
Okay, so how do I interpret that? He had sex with her a full year.
Which Epstein is quoted, and this is from an interview apparently in 2007, where he says that he had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced his relationship.
So he screwed up for a whole year before Donald. Is that what I'm hearing? Epstein laid that pipe to Melania a whole year before Trump. Baby, y'all better leave this man and all. But now y'all keep playing y'all game. How dare you play with him? You didn't know that Epstein had gave the 411 on you, girl? You didn't know that, Melania? You didn't know that they was talking about you in the locker room? Ain't that what Trump said? That's boy talk. Oh, you didn't know that they had gave the dirt on you? He was beating it up a whole damn year before he got you right.
Says that he had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced.
And so you had depreciated in value, so he let you go for a little or nothing. He couldn't, it didn't matter who you was, if you was cute or whatever, you know, whether it was good or not. He said your value had depreciated. You was not worth top dollar no more. They grabbed your coochie. She was used. And we know he freaky. He freaky. I mean, he nasty with it. He's something awful with his freakness. And he had you a whole year. And your cootie was so beat the fuck up that he depreciated. No, you was depreciated. So he lowered the dollar amount on you. My. Baby, if this ain't tea, this is good tea. This is good tea. Shout out to Michael Wolff. Shout out to, baby, what's your name? I don't even know your name. This first time I done came over here. But shout out to you too. Sir, baby, this tea is hot. Y'all better get these likes up. Oh yeah, okay, they done took care of it. Oh girl, you make it.
Of Prince Andrew, but it is also
Prince Andrew. He got it too. Wait.
Bombshell revelation. Listen to this.
Bombshell.
It was published yesterday in the U.S. and UK, entitled "The Rise and Fall of the House of York." It's by a British journalist by the name of Andrew Loney, and it's about the pathetic life of Prince Andrew, but it is also about his connection to Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, and Melania Trump. And in fact, it contains a passage in which Epstein is quoted, and this is from an interview apparently in 2007, where he says that he had sex with Melania a full year before Donald Trump commenced his relationship with Melania. The hardcover copy of the book was widely available yesterday, and it contains that passage. But the ebook and the audio book, which were also released yesterday, do not contain that passage. So what happened here is that between the printing and the distribution of the book and its release is that Melania Trump started to send threatening legal letters to anyone who might connect her directly to Jeffrey Epstein. So the publishers, and this is hard to figure out exactly what they believe they have accomplished here, but clearly they published the book and clearly had it vetted by lawyers and decided it was legally sound. But then, in the face of Melania Trump's threats, they ran and hide. I mean, it's kind of ostrich-like to think that they could put the book out and the printed book can contain one thing and the other versions another, but that's not the point. The point is just panic. So we're at this moment in time when this information about Epstein and Trump and the Trumps is coming out, and yet at the same time, the White House is doing everything to stop it from coming out. And this is certainly an example in which they are succeeding.
So according to Michael Wolff, anywhere from 7 months to a year, whatever he said there, before Trump and Melania got together, Epstein had sex with Melania. So according to Michael Wolff, Melania is Jeffrey Epstein's sloppy seconds that went to Donald Trump. Oh, that's brutal, bro.
Yeah, he has about 2 or 3 on Trump.
That Trump and Epstein shared a girlfriend, but that was in relation to a different woman.
What?
But it looks like, now we don't know what the timeline is or if it overlaps, but it's possible that that also potentially was the case, according to Michael Wolff, with Melania. So that
just means that if Epstein had her first, Trump. Oh man. Yeah, he got several books out. Yeah, he knows them well. And while Epstein was being threatened, he was sitting with Epstein. So he has first-hand account. and pictures. Yeah. Ooh, baby. It blows my mind. And see, these females don't, I don't know why they don't think that these dudes don't talk. They talk. Oh, wow.
That went to Donald Trump. Oh, that's brutal, bro.
Oh, what did he say?
This is certainly an example in which they are succeeding.
So according to Michael Wolff, anywhere from 7 months to a year, whatever he said there, before Trump and Melania got together, Epstein had sex with Melania. So according to Michael Wolff, Melania is Jeffrey Epstein's sloppy seconds. That went to Donald Trump. Oh, that's brutal, bro. Oh, that's the most brutal thing I've ever heard. Now, we already knew that Trump and Epstein shared a girlfriend.
Done, you know now, baby, because the tea sippers try to get ahead of the 10 steps ahead. So before it like hit the press, the mainstream, we would have already have known about it. So you know now, okay? Just stick around. Like, share, subscribe, join the membership, become a real tea sipper, cause boo, we typically be ahead of the game. Let's go.
But that was in relation to a different woman. But it looks like, now we don't know what the timeline is or if it overlapped, but it's possible that
yeah, all of them, but this one wasn't. This book that he was just talking about, this wasn't about Trump. Who did he say this book was about? Okay, I missed it. But he said he had to change it up. So it may have been about Trump. I don't know. But majority of them are.
With Melania. So if you're keeping score...
Hold on.
I know...
At the same time, the White House is doing everything to stop it from coming out. And this is certainly an example in which they are succeeding.
So according to Michael Wolff, anywhere from 7 months to a year, whatever he said there, before Trump and Melania got together, Epstein had sex with Melania.
No, he didn't wear condoms.
Wolff, Melania is Jeffrey Epstein's sloppy seconds. That went to Donald Trump. Oh, that's brutal, bro.
That's devastating.
Oh, that's the most brutal thing I've ever heard. Now, we already knew that Trump and Epstein shared a girlfriend, but that was in relation to a different woman. But it looks like, now we don't know what the timeline is or if it overlapped, but it's possible that that also potentially was the case, according to Michael Wolff, with Melania. So if you're keeping score, and I know many of you are, if you're keeping score, Epstein was best friends with Trump for a decade, and he's on literal audio tape saying that directly to Michael Wolff's face. Epstein had Trump on his plane 7 times that we know of. The first time Trump and Melania had sex was on the Lolita Express. Epstein knew the inner workings of Trump's first White House. Trump, of course, according to the Wall Street Journal, wrote that creepy love letter to Epstein on his 50th birthday, where he said, enigmas never age, and we share a lot in common, Jeffrey. Trump offered Epstein a job in his first term as well, according to Epstein's butler, and he went and spoke to, what was it, the Daily Mail, I think, or the Telegraph recently. And the biggest one to me is that, according to Epstein, he learned human trafficking from Trump's modeling agency, which, Jesus Christ, is that dark.
Say that again, hold on.
Trump had that teenage modeling agency.
Yep.
Trump offered Epstein a job in his first term as well.
Yeah, he sure did.
According to Epstein's butler, and he went and spoke to, what was it, the Daily Mail, I think, or the Telegraph recently. And the biggest one to me,
the first
is
go
that,
around,
according to Epstein, he learned human trafficking from Trump's modeling agency. Which, Jesus Christ, is that dark. That is dark, bro. Trump had that teenage modeling agency. He's on fucking Howard Stern. This is the part that drives me crazy. He's on Howard Stern, and he's talking about this teen pageant that he's doing, And he talks about, oh yeah, I get to walk in there when they're getting changed. And I'm the only guy that's in there, and I get to look. Oh, is everybody okay? And I can look at their. He says, I look at their beautiful bodies. He's admitting he's a pedophile. That's a flat-out admission. He's a pedophile, right? We know. Go look at the connections. Donald Trump, Jean-Luc Brunel, John Casablancas, Jeffrey Epstein. These are sick pedophiles that had fucking modeling agencies. And now all this stuff is coming out. All this stuff is coming to light. That whole world is a disgusting underworld. And now this guy is president. Now this guy's running the country. And so, we'll see. I hope Melania does sue Hunter or does sue Michael Wolff, because I'm sure Michael Wolff's sitting there with all the fucking receipts.
Yep.
I mean, he's got, what, hundreds, thousands of hours of interviews with Epstein?
Yep.
Everything he has is fucking sourced. So yeah, let's get it. But as was pointed out, there's a reason why Melania sued Hunter and not Michael Wolff. But perhaps stuff will come out in discovery either way. But man, the drip of stuff. And the media's moved up.
The what?
On, but they fucking shouldn't. This is a huge deal. And
that's why Wolff is bringing it back, because he's trying to make it move on. Oh man, it's a whole bunch of good stuff over here. Yeah, that's why Wolff is saying, just in case you think that you don't had enough chaos and diversions and deflections. No. Since you want to play this game, let me bring it back. And now I have the rights video to get into your paperwork and for you to have to. Who is this little girl? Lord. Okay, let me park these and get to this last one I have for all y'all. Wherever I'm at, whatever I'm tapped into, got a lot of old footage with Trump and little girls. South Jeffs. She saw more. Diane Sawyer. Where? Oh my God! Even. He mentioned Burnell. Burnell had connection with but that girl I made mention of the other day, the girl that looked like she black, she was introduced to him by some girl that picked her up that was modeling, and once he had was SA'd her and she was aborting him, his lure was that for modeling agents. And what she was implying was that there were several people that was involved that would, what is it called? Get referral bonuses from Epstein that was sending girls to him through different business. But the Ford Modeling Agency was indeed one of them. Hold on. Absolutely. That's why what's her name? Lisa Phillips. She said there's a lot more people involved. A whole lot more people who made money. Benefited. Oh, absolutely. Oh, that one right there was a good one. I played that one. Hold on. Let me see. She was involved. Hold on. Okay, let me see what this one is. I want the ones that oh man, hold on. I'm trying to keep them in order that I already had them in. I've gotten some new ones since then. Oh my goodness. It's a bunch. Trump ass is in trouble. Trump is in trouble. And I need to see this with y'all right quick. And let me play this one. And where are these videos coming with Trump and all these little kids? Where they coming from? Can I get 10 likes, y'all, and I won't mention it no more. Y'all believe that? Can I just get 10? Hold on. I was gone all day, baby, and I'm telling you, it's here.
I can't live like that.
You can't live like that. We can't either. I mean, enough has come out that he should be out of here. Right? Don't we? Can we agree? Melania. Hold on. How you spell her name? Huh? Baby, we gonna change the name. The name has been changed since the T has been exposed. Baby, what? What? She has a new name. There you go right there. Melania Trump. Melania. She's a hoe. She knows she's a hoe. What's that song? How do you know Wolff told her so? She knows she a hoe. Epstein told him so. Let's go. Let's hear what this one say. Woo, this shit is funny to me. She had depreciated. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I can't live like that. These are called slap suits.
They called what?
They've threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein. Can't live like that.
It's called what? Wolff. Let me tell y'all something. They done pissed Michael Wolff the fuck off. Baby, listen. I know how I am. And when I have had enough and I start saying, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So this what we doing? Okay, well then let's go. They have pissed Michael Wolff the fuck off. And he don't want to play no more. You are not going to dodge the truth. And Melania ain't exempt either. She's a fucking victim too. And I'm going to put her dirt out since she wants to play with me. Let's go.
Threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania.
Okay, so what you trying to say, Mary Sue? Then let me put your ass out since you don't like the way I laugh. Bye, Mary Boo Boo. Yeah. Get your ass up out of here. You're not gonna talk shit to me cause you finding out your first lady is a hoe. Get your ass up out of here. I laugh the way I want to. She's a hoe. And I see now Trump be borrowing her makeup. Yeah. That makeup malfunction and shit that he be having. She have it too. So you the orange lady. He be trying to use your glad you thought better. Yeah, she'll learn someplace else to keep her mouth shut. Yeah, don't get mad when the truth comes out. Oh, Sling Moon High. Yeah. So it's her makeup he be using. Let's go, Melania.
people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein. Can't live like that. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I'd like nothing better than to get Donald Trump and Melania Trump under oath in front of a court reporter and actually find out all of the details of their relationship with Epstein. Open this dark curtain and find out what Donald Trump, Melania Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein were doing together.
What were they doing together? My.
Okay, I have an announcement. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael Wolff. I've written 4 books about Donald Trump. And also before his death, I extensively interviewed Jeffrey Epstein, not least of all about his relationship with Donald Trump. I've spoken publicly about aspects of those interviews, including the things Epstein said about his relationship with both Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Several days ago, I was notified by lawyers for the First Lady that they intend to sue me for $1 billion for some of those statements. Now, they've threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein.
Baby, did y'all hear that?
Called slap suits. They may have no hope whatsoever of proof.
Woo! Listen. Did y'all hear the dollar amount they sued? They're trying $1 billion. Hell, Trump didn't sue for that amount, did he? When he was trying to act like he was finna milk the system, he only asked for what, 230? This man right here, T, so hot on Melania, she asked him for $1 billion. They don't want it out, do they? They don't want it out.
Intend to sue me
for $1 billion. Melania. Not Melania. Gary, you ought to be ashamed.
Lawyers for the First Lady that they intend to sue me for $1 billion for some of those statements. Now, they've threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein. These are called slap suits. They may have no hope whatsoever of proving defamation, but these suits are filed anyway, or these suits are threatened to intimidate people from talking about this exact subject. I can't live like that. In fact,
she done had both of them.
I'd like nothing better than to get Donald Trump and Melania Trump under oath in front of a court reporter and actually find out all of the details of their relationship with Epstein. Turning the tables on the Trumps and refusing to acquiesce to them. Last night, my lawyers went into court in New York and asked for a declaratory judgment. In other words, we will have subpoena power to call witnesses and to find out exactly what the relationship between Epstein and the Trumps was. Now, this is going to be an expensive effort, and I'm going to reach out and for everyone's support. But I think that this is going to be also a very fruitful way to finally open this dark curtain and find out what
Donald Trump, Melania Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein were doing together.
Ooh wee, ooh wee. Ooh wee, ooh wee. Ooh wee, ooh wee. All I can see is gross orgies between. I wonder did Ghislaine Maxwell, ooh, did she join in on that party, baby? What? What? Since Donald Trump wish her well. Since Donald Trump wish her well. Huh? Hold on. What my boys have been saying about it? Since he wished her well, a convicted child predator, since he wished her well. Hold on. What else I got? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I wanted to hear the Midas cat.
To your bowels. If you have to wipe more than 4 times,
I don't want to hear about no boogie woogie woogie.
In a surprising legal development, author Michael Wolff has filed a lawsuit against Melania Trump. This rare case marks a U.S. president's spouse in the courtroom spotlight. The dispute follows a $1 million legal threat from Melania, who had accused Wolff of defamation over claims linking her to the late financier Jeffrey Epstein. The controversy began when Wolff discussed Epstein-related claims about Melania on a podcast. Some of these claims suggested she had connection to the Epstein's private world. Statements that her legal team described as false and defamatory. After the episode aired, her lawyers demanded a retraction and threatened a legal action.
Yeah, I can't
hear. The podcast later apologized and pulled the episode. Instead of backing down, Wolff turned the tables. He filed a preemptive lawsuit in New York, citing anti-SLAPP laws designed to protect free speech against intimidation.
Yeah, no, we know that. Yeah, no, baby girl, we know that. You ain't saying no, we don't already know. Hold on. Now, what is going on here that's already...
TikTok. Trump flew into a rage, I'm told.
Okay, wait a minute. When did this start?
When we say Epstein, we mean Donald Trump.
What? It won't let me back that thing up. Wait a minute. It won't let me back it up.
I'm in London, and so is Donald Trump. Last week, when the UK government fired its ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, Trump flew into a rage, I'm told. Why couldn't they have waited until after my trip to do this? Epstein, why always Epstein? This was supposed to be a feel-good trip. The king invited me. Why are they doing this? Now, of course, everything is always in Donald Trump's mind about Donald Trump. But the real question, and the question actually he keeps asking, is why Epstein keeps going on. How come he can't get ahead of this? All other problems dissolve, and there's always Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. In fact, coming to the UK, this is the home of Prince Andrew, also felled by Epstein, and the home of Ghislaine Maxwell, who is in jail because of Jeffrey Epstein. So here is not the place one might come to escape the biggest story of the second Trump administration. But the larger point, and the answer to the question he keeps asking of why he can't get ahead of this, is that the Epstein story is not about Epstein. The Epstein story persists and persists and persists because it is about Donald Trump. When we say Epstein, we mean Donald Trump. Because it is the story that keeps coming back to everything we don't know about Donald Trump and everything we have reason to believe might well be true about Donald Trump. Epstein. TikTok.
You know, I don't understand why they even...
Trump, because Trump was an FBI informer.
Yeah.
Trump is panicking. Who connects his wife, Melania.
Woo, it was about to get good.
World gripped by pain.
Oh my God. Baby, the tea is hot. The tea is hot.
When Steve Bannon first met Jeffrey Epstein, he said, "You were the only person
Be Rich.
I was afraid of during the campaign."
But see, Be Rich, Trump is involved in this too. I mean, Diddy is too.
As well you should have been. Let's triangulate the defensive wall Donald Trump has built around Jeffrey Epstein. During the campaign, he casually said sure he'd release all of the Epstein files. But then, as soon as his attorney general began that process, he went ape and declared them off limits. Shortly thereafter, this then became the Epstein hoax. Hoax is a Trump tell, faced with a set of facts he can't deal with. He started to sue almost everyone who connects his wife, Melania, with Jeffrey Epstein. Within the White House, there has been real concern that the impulsive decision to meet Putin in Alaska was just an effort, impulsive and disastrous, was just an effort to distract from Epstein. Now there's the suggestion by Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, totally preposterous suggestion, that Epstein knew Trump because Trump was an FBI informer. Okay, this is beyond ridiculous. But within the White House, and the White House was surprised to say the least, to hear Mike Johnson put this notion forward. Within the White House, they believe that this happened because Trump directly called Johnson and told him to say this. Trump is panicking. This is the one point, the one issue that sticks. Everything else melts, but not Epstein. It sticks and sticks and sticks. In December 2017, when Steve Bannon first met Jeffrey Epstein, he said, "You were the only person I was afraid of during the campaign." To which Epstein replied, "As well you should have."
Yeah, it's about to get ugly. Melania accused of sabotaging the truth behind the book. Melania says, "Stop the book. Stop the book. Right now, I cannot afford for this to come out. Stop the book. Stop the book." She said That's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. Stop the book. Stop the book. Oh, I forgot. Okay. She don't want to be deported. God bless everybody in here. We gonna be fine people. Hey, Sister Belinda. Hold on, you baby. You have been passed around. You've been passed around. You have been passed around. You've been passed around. She want $1 billion. She want $1 billion. You cannot expose this information. He's dead already. He's dead. As the person that came over here trying to say, yeah, but y'all campaign on him. He got elected off a dead man. You thought y'all secret was safe and went to the grave with Epstein. You thought the truth was with Epstein. Okay, y'all. Recording too. Yeah. The tea is hot, baby.
One of the singular facts of Trump's political career.
Let's go.
That he has gotten away with a life of sexual malfeasance. Got asked point blank if he was going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. Spoiler, he will pardon her.
Oh, wow.
Pam Bondi appeared before Congress and she was asked about the Epstein.
Yeah, you're grilling me on President Trump and some photograph with Epstein?
Oh, wow.
Trump got asked point blank if he was going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. Spoiler, he will pardon her. And he put on his Epstein face, which is Ghislaine, the name. Yeah, I know the name. Yes. Who is she again? It's similar to his what he's always done.
She should be ashamed of herself.
Palm Beach, maybe I shook his hand once. And then Pam Bondi appeared before Congress and she was asked about the Epstein-Trump pictures, the pictures I have seen by Senator Sheldon Whitehouse. And she responded to him, pictures, why are you asking about pictures? You're the no good, rotten scum here. Or some such. This is called stonewalling. To obfuscate, avoid, mask, run out the clock on what has been one of the singular facts of Trump's political career, that he has gotten away with a life of sexual malfeasance. Grabbed them by the pussy.
She was in those pictures too, Molly. Yep, I got one over here. In fact, I started looking over here.
Jean Carroll, and of course his BFF, Jeffrey Epstein. It is really his ultimate political art to be able to
I saw the
blatantly, boldly, belligerently deny the obvious. But you can't fool all of the people all of the time. Or can you?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe, I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman, who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple occasions. And the senator sitting right next to you tried to block the flight logs from being released. Yet you're grilling me on President Trump and some...
Epstein. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Epstein. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Trump flew into a rage, I'm told. When we say Epstein, we mean Donald Trump.
Okay. Hold on. Let me hear this. Cause I'm here over here. Come on. Come through, y'all. They coming through, baby. You are right. I did see a picture, a childhood picture with a girl. I'm gonna have to come back with that. I may need to set up a part 2, y'all. I really need to set up a part 2. But before I do, hold on, cause it's worse because she knows what? Because she knows down, right? Yeah, but hold on. Oh, excuse me. What was that? Excuse me, Lord. Hold on. I may have to come back with a part 2.
Wow, Melania Trump was just...
Hold on. Are y'all ready for this? How long I been on here? How long have I been on here? 2:27. Okay. Trump's thing. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to... my videos have been too long. Let's play this, and then I'm gonna have to come back. But is he finna tell me she done got hit with another lawsuit? Hold on, you. Girl, what you doing?
Wow, Melania Trump was just named in not 1, but 2 lawsuits. Melania Trump, that's right, Melania Trump is going to court. One of which is because of the crypto scam she launched earlier this year, which is just absurd. And 2, the second one, I think the more important one, the one I think is going to lead to discovery, is around Epstein. And I have more of that coming up.
Yeah, that discovery
Let's
right
go
there.
first to this one about Melania's...
So she involved with this crypto, y'all. With that pardon. Y'all see how this working out? Trumpstein, Pat ADOLPH files. Yes. And Melania too. Either she was a victim or possibly a predator as well. Because she most definitely knows what's going on with this child. Now, we heard Wolff said that Epstein learned the human trafficking part of it. Who did he say? Who did Wolff say Epstein confided in him and said that he learned the human trafficking aspect of it by who and what agency? Yeah, I saw a Baron Inside Trading. His dad, we talked about that. Who did Wolff say Epstein learned the human trafficking from? Old Trumpy, absolutely. Through the teen modeling agency. Absolutely. So there is a strong possibility that old girl who was maybe sold for $20K may very well be involved in it with her old funky dirty diaper hubby was the woman Trump. That's what I'm saying. That's a possibility. Yes, we talked about that. She is possibly the depreciated female with that check to Epstein from Trump. Absolutely.
Coming up.
Let's
go first to this one.
It's all beginning to make sense.
Earlier this year, which is just absurd. And two, the second one, I think the more important one, the one I think is going to lead to discovery, is around Epstein. And I have more of that coming up.
Her old boyfriend, Epstein, about Wolff said that Epstein and Melania,
Epstein.
They kicked it
around Epstein.
Yeah, they kicked it for a year. He said, I beat it up. Shout out to Mo 3. I beat it up. Oh, I know she don't want that coming out, baby. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, we already think that who we sleep with, that's our business. That is our business. I need for the American people to think that I am just wholesome. I mean, I know I don't know the speech. I can't speak. I can only copy Michelle Obama. I know I'm really good at copying, but I need for them to know. I want them to think that I am wholesome. Yeah, I know that Ivana said ugly things about me. That's why we buried her on the golf course. But please don't tell everybody that I was with the pedophile Epstein. Hell, you with one now. Yeah, you don't want nobody to know that you was Epstein before he passed you on and sold you your depreciating ass. Yeah. To him for $22K. Yep. She was passed around. The files with her. No, the files. The ghostwriter for Virginia Dufresne said the government have the whole file. They know everybody. Yeah, they have it. And guess what? His estate got it too. And his estate is giving it piece by piece to the what's that committee? Oversight committee. Mrs. Epstein Holanya. It is Holanya Epstein Trump. My. Yes. She don't want people to know that she was with Epstein. Cause baby, you know the questions we gonna have for her. Now that it's coming out that you was his girlfriend for at least a year.
I have more of that coming up. Let's go first to this
Dirty Diana
meme coin, where it says here she was cited in a fraud suit versus a meme coin maker. Investors in Melania Trump's themed cryptocurrency that was promoted by the First Lady are suing its makers for fraud.
Let us know, Molly Pets.
And the specific meme coin she plugged are part of the revised version of the lawsuit, first filed in April and already amended once. The allegedly burned investors are not accusing Melania Trump of unlawful activity, and she is not named as a defendant. That's important.
The crypto, remember, Trump just pardoned that crypto guy.
Addressing and deployed a bilk buyer. So let's just kind of step back on what that really means.
Shout out
what
to you,
Edward. Is that Melania Trump is just a puppet. She's so not even tied to this thing. She's just a name. She has no idea what's happening with the businesses, and she's so unimportant what's happening with this grift that they can't even name her in the lawsuit. That's really what this means. And the reason why they are being sued is this. The scheme allegedly inflicted millions of dollars in losses on unwitting investors. Trump, who is not a named defendant in the lawsuit, was used as window dressing for a crime engineered by the two different companies. The proposed document alleged the filing further states that the plaintiffs do not allege that Trump or that Melania operated the scheme. Okay, so they're just saying that Melania Trump doesn't actually run her own business that she puts her name on. Good to know, good to know. And regardless of the nature of her involvement, as this article states, which I don't understand why this article is giving its opinion, but okay, I guess that's MSNBC for you. Regardless of the nature of her involvement with Melania, which is available for under a dime a coin as of Friday, the ethics of her hyping a meme coin from her perch as First Lady clearly run afoul of those. Yeah, it should not be allowed. At minimum, it feels safe to assume that if former First Ladies Jill Biden or Michelle Obama were in any way tied to allegations of crypto grifting, the story would be blasted across conservative media.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you about my experience with the 5-day juice cleanse. As someone who's always on the go, I was a bit skeptical about trying.
Yeah. If this were any Democrat, not even First Lady, any Democrat from Congress all the way to President, we would not hear the end of it. But for us, this is just another story of many. Now, another story that has come out is one which I think is very interesting because, and it all has to do with Epstein. Now, if you don't know, this is what it all surrounds by, is that, and we've talked about this on the channel a lot, I was hoping I was going to get sued. I didn't get sued. I guess my friends were like, Keith, you don't want to get sued. I was like, I don't know. I kind of would like to get sued by Melania because it would show that we're actually have an impact. But apparently, we're not impactful enough. So if you want to make it impactful enough so that we get sued by Melania Trump, you got to hit like, you got to subscribe. Is that weird? Maybe it's weird. Regardless, she is suing, allegedly. She tried to sue a publisher over the book's claim that she met Trump through Epstein. Okay?
Slinky, I broke that
details now.
A year or two ago.
That she was going to sue Hunter Biden. But you know what's so funny about that is that after she threatened to sue Hunter Biden, a month later, someone noted that Hunter Biden didn't retract his statements, the statements that were the same as the book publisher, that Melania met Trump through Epstein. His immediate response was,
I actually, it was about 3.5 years ago that I broke that to the tea sippers. I revised it again. His grandmother on his daddy side, her last name is Christ. Elizabeth Christ is his grandmother's, Frederick's mother, last name. Did you know that? Yeah. Christ. I said, what? I ain't never heard nobody's last name Christ. Yeah, Donald Trump's grandmother's last name, maiden last name, is Christ. And he may be Antichrist. Wow.
That's not going to happen.
And did you know that his granddaddy, the illegal immigrant, had a brothel during the gold rush days? He didn't want to go into the mines, so he started, I don't want to say real estate, but he had a brothel for the guys when they came out the mines. Yeah, to have a little sign. Yeah, so it's starting women for sex has always been in his, for a long time. And he is the one, back when COVID was surfaced And he tried to act like he just thought it was the flu. He's never heard of, a pandemic, or he don't know nothing about, yeah, he a lie. Because his granddaddy, the same pimp, he passed away in one of those pandemics with the swine flu. Was it the swine? What was that one? Was it the... what was that? Was it the swine flu? Yeah. Anyway, he died in that, from that pandemic. So he was very aware of it. Because his granddaddy, this is my granddaddy, yeah, passed away like that. So let's go. Oh, Slinky, I know Spanish flu. What I said, the swine flu, the Spanish flu. Maybe because he looked like a pig, huh? Yeah, my bad. The Spanish flu. He passed away in that pandemic, so he was very aware of it. He just lied.
That is that after she threatened to sue Hunter Biden. This is what it all surrounds by. Is that
we do research over here, Slinky.
I didn't get sued. I guess my friends were like, Keith, you don't want to get sued. I was like, I don't know. I kind of would like to get sued by Melania because
he died in that.
Have an impact, but apparently we're not impactful enough. So if you want to make it impactful enough so that we get sued by Melania Trump, you got to hit like and you got to subscribe. Is that weird? It's weird.
Thank you, Mrs. Tom.
So you're suing, allegedly. She tried to sue a publisher over the book's claim that she met Trump through Epstein, okay? And we've talked about that endlessly.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Ms. Tom.
She also said that she was going to sue Hunter Biden.
Thank you, Slinky Moon.
Is that after she threatened to sue Hunter Biden, a month later, someone noted that Hunter Biden didn't retract his statements, the statements that were the same as the book publisher, that Melania met Trump through Epstein. His immediate response was,
That's not going to happen.
She threatened to sue.
Oh, so that's why.
To sue.
Shout out to Biden.
That Hunter Biden didn't retract his statements,
that.
the statements that were the same as the book publisher, that Melania met Trump through Epstein. His immediate response was,
That's not going to happen.
She threatened to sue. She still hasn't. That brings us to today, because there is someone suing, and that someone is Michael Wolff. I'm going to let him tell it to you, and then I have some evidence.
So even Hunter knows.
What he says.
Ooh. Baby, she does not want that dirt out. Oh my God. She thought that it was going to go to, her secret was going to go to the grave. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that means Ghislaine is keeping her secret too. Oh my goodness. Y'all listen. That prime minister from Israel, his name is a whole bunch of people Trump is trying to protect. Do you understand? And when that prime minister name came out from Israel and they trying to do that sneaky, conniving, manipulative stuff over there on our land. Right now, they don't need them stories, the truth to come out and disrupt what they got going. Did you just say rap? Yes. I had to make my lips kind of, to disrupt. I can't do it now. Dang. What they got going over there in Gaza and who else now is Saudi in Israel? You know, the fake one, the 1948 Israel. Yeah, not the Bible don't have nothing to do with that. Let's understand that the Bible don't have nothing to do with this 1948 Israel. Now, because Bibi Netanyahu is Polish. And I researched it, and no. They typically are not Jews. Okay? Yeah. They playing in our face. They are playing in our face. So definitely don't want to disturb that over there. And once Bibi Netanyahu realized that Trump was rubbing tipsies and toesies with Qatar, and he done let them come over to the U.S. and build, and he ain't never gave that opportunity to pro-Israel. Oh no! So no! So it's a lot of people Trump is trying to protect. Now, who sent that donation? I can't wait for us to find that out. Let's go. I ain't gonna stop no more, y'all. I ain't gonna stop no more. I ain't gonna stop. Let's go.
Michael Wolff. I'm gonna let him tell it to you, and then I have some
Israel was a person
to back up what he said.
Absolutely. It was Jacob. It was Jacob. And then God changed his name once he had a come to Jesus moment. He came into himself and cried out to God because he knew them people, his brother in his army was coming to tear him up from stealing his name and getting his inheritance. You're absolutely right, Molly. Israel was a person. It was Jacob until God changed his name to Israel. What Don say? Hold on. Me too. Slinky Moon. I've hated him since 1978. I seen for myself who he was. Who y'all talking about? I told people in 2015, don't do it. Don't vote. That in. Told them 2024. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I'm going to tell you what I think, and I'm going to just be honest. It's just my opinion. I think people voted for him because they thought that he was going to give them more PPP loans.
That this might truly be how Donald Trump met Melania.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael Wolff. I've written 4 books about Donald Trump.
That's just my opinion.
Also, before his death, I extensively interviewed Jeffrey Epstein.
He lied
least
before.
Of all about his relationship with Donald Trump. I've spoken publicly about aspects of those interviews, including the things Epstein said about his relationship with both Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Several days ago, I was notified by lawyers for the First Lady that they intend to sue me for $1 billion for some of those statements. Now, they've threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein. These are called SLAPP suits. They may have no hope whatsoever of proving defamation, but these suits are filed anyway, or these suits are threatened to intimidate.
Okay, y'all, I've heard that. We've heard that a couple of times tonight, so we don't have to hear that no more tonight, but I'm going to have to come back. I'm almost too far in for tonight, almost over 3 hours, so I'm going to have to come back. I may chop this one up. But do y'all want me to come back on another one tonight or wait until tomorrow? To come back tonight or wait until tomorrow? And then that way I could do some more research on these other little young kids. You should have given that kind of... Okay, y'all, I will be back tomorrow and we're going to touch bases on some of these kids. You're welcome, Karen, that I have just came across, and a few of them are in his cabinet right now as adults. Okay? I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Thank y'all. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you. Sleep tight. Don't let the Trump bug bite.